Hi everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Deep Magic and our grand finale for season 1. We're so glad you have joined us for this adventure. We can't wait to bring you season 2 in January, but for tonight I am really excited about this. Also, a couple of quick announcements before we get started. We will be doing some epilogue episodes, and I have some cast members who are interested in doing some vignettes for their characters in the break too, so hopefully we will bring those to you. We also will be doing a Thirsty Sword lesbian one-shot, which we will be filming very soon. There will be a trailer, and I will be releasing it on December 18th, which is in our normal time slot. So if you're interested in any of that, I'd love to see you for it. We're very excited. We have some new cast members coming on to do that, so we'll see you then. And without further ado, we are going to let everybody introduce themselves, starting with MJ.
Hi, I'm MJ Bradley Lestrange. I am a podcaster, writer, fiber artist, and I play Gray, a punk rock selkie.
Awesome. And Rhea.
Hey, I'm Rhea. I don't have a bunch of fancy stuff that I do because I'm not as cool as MJ. And I play a Neil who is very crafty and as a knocker blacksmith.
Awesome. And Velvet.
Dark greetings, everyone. I'm Velvet, Faye Fair, playing like Coca, she, her, who is your resident manic red cat mean girl.
Awesome. Michelle, our beautiful one.
You can tell I'm having self-esteem issues tonight. Hi, I'm full of anxiety, and I'm playing Iris. Okay, serious Michelle time. Hi, my name is Michelle C. Light. The C stands for Crystal. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle C. Light, and I'm playing Iris Diarmude, the she'd, self-conscious friend who just wants all of her friends to be okay and happy and not murdered over a stupid piece of thing you put in your china cabinet.
A noble goal. And Junie.
I'm Junie Vanish, and I'm just glad to be here and having fun tonight.
Awesome. Evan, you are not our last tonight.
I'm not. I'm Evan. I play Cormac Blackwatch. I'm a lost dad, and I'm cold.
Totally fair. It snowed here today, and it's pretty snow, but fuck shoveling.
We had ice in Georgia.
I know.
Uncanny.
I know. And last but not least, our esteemed special guest tonight, who has been seen in one of our vignettes. Introduce yourself. What do you do? Who are you playing?
My name is Lorzad24 on Twitch, and I play Unknown, and I will be guest starring in this lovely game. And I'm playing. I'm not the DM. Woo!
Anyways, he will be joining us at a, as they say in Vampire, a dramatically appropriate moment. However, for the time being, we will bring everybody back from the dream. Cormac has been awoken by a very enthusiastic 10-year-old who has been promised water balloons. Everyone else is a little slower waking up, so Cormac is the first one awake. And Nicholas is standing there going, I'm awake! What are we doing?
Did you bring water balloons?
He has 2 buckets. He's really proud.
Kid, we're on. Okay, so the plan is to go out in the hallway and wait until, this is very simple, wait until Anil gets up. And the second Anil leaves the bedroom, pelt them with water balloons from both sides.
You're going to get murdered.
I can't wait.
Nicholas is like, this sounds amazing. He gives you a whole bucket of water balloons.
Okay. They're real angry. So if they make one step towards you, run and I'll handle it. All right?
Nicholas is like, that's okay. My mom's real angry too sometimes.
Cool. Yeah, I also know you're fast, so I ain't worried.
So they go out into the hallway. How does everybody else wake up?
Iris wakes up mad because for all she knows, she was trapped in her worst nightmare of public speaking without knowing what's going on, and Cormac just up and left her,
I was right there the whole time.
except for when you woke up.
Ulan is not present in any of your rooms, so he's clearly they're clearly dreaming somewhere else. So
And Iris is just going to she's thinking about yelling, but then she goes in the group text and she writes in all capital letters, Cormac, why did you leave me in that dream? It was terrifying and scary, and you just up and left me. Angry face emoji, burrito.
So that answers how everyone else wakes up. Y'all get a text.
I'll leave it
Neil's
on
phone
one.
is on
I think it's
silent
more
at
like
all
10
points in time.
texts.
Yeah.
No, it's broken up into by line.
Somewhere in farther down the hallway, you hear Madden yell, "Why?"
What happened? What's going on? Madden.
Madden is in another room. Let me see if he hears. And he does not. So you can hear him, but he can't hear you.
Why does everyone have to yell? Where's the angry box at?
It's buzzing. It is set up for speech, text to speech. So if you try to read it or answer it, it starts reading her text messages to you.
Why do people yell in text? Why? Oh.
It also describes the emojis for you.
So just angry face, angry face, burrito.
Burrito, exactly.
Text message. Why is everyone angry and what does a burrito have to do with it? But I'll take one.
Burritos are spicy. Therefore, this was the food item that expressed my rage most.
A burrito?
You didn't pick the angry face? There's 15 fucking angry faces.
I did 2 angry faces and a burrito. It's a
The
spicy.
burrito just seems like a non sequitur.
I want a burrito now.
Why would you go burrito, not jalapeno?
At this point, the
Is it
Mad
Jose?
jumps in the group chat and is like, well, I think we can get burritos, and we probably shouldn't insult our host by not coming down to breakfast because they have a boggin cooking.
5 more minutes, Mom.
Iris is going to message the group. So I had a weird dream, and Cormac was a proper gentleman wearing absolutely no clothes in front of a public audience.
Did you take a mental picture of this one? ...
Left unread.
Cormac thumbs up that comment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put in all caps. Picture it didn't happen.
While they're all group chatting, unknown, you have tracked your motley to the freehold of the Marquise Elena Apicbaumain. As far as you're aware, she is a loyal member of Queen Laurel's court. You have the opportunity to just walk up to the front door, introduce yourself, and claim hospitality. It's a pretty normal thing to do in changeling society. You are also the current representative of Queen Laurel's court and plead your case. So it is busy in the mornings, actually. It's a farm, So pretty much everybody is up most of the time. It also very clearly has a forge that is being used to create weaponry all the time. Any amount of research you did on this freehold will tell you that House Bowmain are excellent hunters, and this particular freehold has been having trouble with falling recently.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk in like I own the place, and basically, if anybody asks, I'll claim domain of hospitality.
You are greeted at the door by a very feisty Bogan woman who A, gives you breakfast, and B, tells you to stay there until she can find her marquise. She will attempt to convince you. Should you disobey, she will attempt to ensnare you.
Unknown takes orders very well.
Okay. The Marquise Elena appears. She is wearing a plaid shirt. She has very red hair. She looks like she's been running around already this morning. Very clearly you're familiar with that, and she doesn't seem super alarmed to see you one way or the other. She goes, oh, more guests. Can I help you?
I'm looking for people.
She goes, very specific. Which people are you looking for?
Do I know any about their travels, their tales, their specifics?
You've been following them most of the time, so yes, you've also been seen several times by Coca, though you have never interacted with the group.
The one with the minivan.
Ah, yes, our new guests. We did pick them up on one of our Thalane runs. May I ask your business with them, as I've granted them my hospitality?
My business is my own.
Ah, yes, but you're on my freehold, which makes it my business.
I have come to collect them for my lady, and I present the lady the name.
She goes, I see we must have a discussion, because they have been granted hospitality on my freehold. So, if you will wait, I'm certain we can sort out this matter. She turns and she goes, Vitas! Vitas, darling, we have guests. Whereupon, a man who is very bedraggled looking for a she, with long black hair, and looks like he's never slept ever, walks out, looks at you, and goes, oh, we have official company. Very well, follow me. Vitas will take you to the other side of the house. He will take you through their audience chamber. In the audience chamber, there will be a entrance to the dreaming. He will take you into the dreaming for further discussions. The interior of the dreaming of this freehold is a combination of maze, house, and vineyard. You have been taken to in this area, there is a large dining table, and it is clearly where they hold court. And he offers you a seat. He says, it will only be a moment, I'm sure. We'll sort out whatever the issue is. In the meantime, the Marquise Elena is going to head upstairs looking for you. Cormac, you're probably the only one who's going to be able to see her coming. So if you want to roll your perception and alertness, you can see if you see her coming.
Okay, can do.
Okay, it's not hard to see her coming, so you're not surprised. Nicholas immediately pelts her with a water balloon, and she just blinks because she's not going to do anything to her 10-year-old. She goes, Nicholas, good grief, already?
Air trigger there, buddy. Don't.
She goes, it's all right. I don't know what I expected. I actually was coming looking for your motley. We have an official visitor looking for you. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to prevent your leaving until we sort it out.
Does this mean you got like a thing going on, Nicholas and I?
She goes, as long as you don't leave my freehold currently, we will sort out the issue, but it is a envoy of Queen Laurel.
Cool. Okay.
She is
Thank you for
looking.
letting me know. Is there anything you need from me about that?
She goes, besides you to attend me in the audience chamber, no. But also know that if you or any of the motley attempt to leave, it will be my responsibility to bring you back.
Yes, ma'am. Can we get breakfast and then meet you in the place?
Absolutely. I have no qualms entertaining envoy for some time.
All right. Well, that sounded kind of coy, but give me 10 minutes. I'll wake up the crew.
Okay. She will return downstairs and she will head to the audience chamber. If you look for her while you're getting breakfast, you won't see her, but she will return when you show up, if you show up. Nicholas goes, I hate official visitors. They're boring.
It's pretty dry, but you know what's not dry? These buckets of water balloons. We got to escalate the plans.
Okay. He's like,
All right,
really?
Nicholas, I'm going to knock.
All
I
right.
want you to get on an angle. The door's going to swing out, and I want you to be right there when that crack.
Okay.
All right?
He's like,
When
all
it
right.
opens up, I want you to rush in. You know your target.
Okay. He's,
All right.
He's here for it. So, I'm assuming you open the door? Just, do you
Actually,
knock?
yeah, that's a better idea.
Okay.
So I'm going to approach the door. Nicholas at the ready. I got my own water balloon.
Okay.
And I'm just going to swing the door open and, like, throw Nicholas inside, basically. He weighs, like, 3 ounces compared to me.
It's true, he does.
So,
He
how old
has-
is he? Like, 7 or 8 or something?
He's 10. He's 10.
Squealing 10-year-old flying through the air. Armed to the teeth.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Anil, you can attempt to see this coming, but if you do not attempt to see this coming, if you fail at seeing it coming, you will be hit by the water balloon.
So Anil will probably be like, at this point, attempting to write a message to Gray, something along the lines of like, so did you have the same dream that I did? I think you did. And I think we should probably have a talk at some point. And then, like, right before she hits send, just like water balloon right to the face.
Yes, that is exactly what happens. And there is a 10-year-old looking delighted at their success and also ready to flee.
She just goes, what the actual fuck are you doing?
Nicholas, run!
The 10-year-old flees the room, and you hear Cormac eyeing them on.
Cormac slings his own water balloon at full speed at Anil and then runs right behind Nicholas. It's breakfast time!
Anil is going to bolt behind, or like chase after Cormac and just try to fucking tackle him.
Okay, if you actually want to attempt to tackle Cormac, please
That's correct.
roll me. Let's go for a strength and brawl. And Cormac, I'm going to go for dexterity and dodge on you. Whoever wins succeeds.
It's
Like
gonna
in
be
terms
like
of
hitting a
successes.
brick wall.
I know, right?
This is the content I
Also,
subscribe
everyone
for.
else, this was not quiet.
I got
You can
fucking
hear
zero.
it.
This is the worst roll.
Oh, I only got 2. Man,
Well-
that's a low.
What happens is Neil runs full tilt into Cormac, and Cormac feels nothing.
You fucking piece of shit. I could have broken my goddamn phone. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Where's your inner child?
Dead. Where they belong.
He's gonna head straight down for the kitchen with Nicholas and start scooping up breakfast.
Okay.
I resign myself to whatever fate I earn when they come down.
Okay. Nicholas is delightedly just talking to everybody because they clearly all know him and nothing's particularly scary to him. Mrs. Finnegan keeps feeding him random things as he wanders by. Like, it's not like every time he passes, he's given another item of food. It seems to be a ritual.
The only way they can get him to eat is veggies.
No, it's, oh, look, I love you. Oh, look, I love you. Some people love with food. Mrs. Finnegan definitely loves with food. What are the rest of you doing?
Iris is gonna try to make her way down while Googling on her phone. She's like trying to Google, and Michelle totally knows this. She's not being a potato right now and totally forgot the name of that organization from last game. Michelle's totally not a potato and totally knows the name.
The Council of the Undying Flame.
Yes, I was gonna say the Flame Group. She's just going to Google it to try to see if there's any, like, Wikipedia articles or, like, stories.
Absolutely nothing, and particularly not in the mortal realm.
Oh, great. I have no idea what I just got myself into. And, why is the carpet wet?
There's
Like walking down the hallway.
There's just an abandoned bucket of water balloons in the hallway.
If Anil is within earshot, she will say, "Go talk to your tall ass boyfriend and his small ass child."
One second. I haven't had my coffee yet. She's gonna grab a water balloon and stash it in her hair.
Like you do.
Okay. And she's gonna make her way down to the kitchen. She's going to just walk nonchalantly past Cormac, grab a cup of coffee, look at Cormac, walk past him again, but do a walk by balloon. Just.
Okay, Cormac, I will tell you the same thing I told Anil. You can attempt to see this coming. If you do not see this coming, you cannot dodge it. You're muted, dear.
Sorry, I was shifting a bunch and didn't want it to be noisy. I don't fucking see this coming.
The betrayal! Top 10 anime betrayals!
Sausage halfway to my mouth, right over my head. No, beautiful.
Nicholas thinks this is hilarious.
I was about to say, I just hope the kid sees it.
Yes. He's just kind of rolling around laughing at the seat he has finally been plonked into to eat an actual, like, breakfast.
Iris, I'm proud of you.
I haven't finished my coffee this morning, Cormac. I woke up to the sounds of screaming and a wet carpet in the hallway. My socks are wet now, Cormac.
You sleep in socks?
I get cold.
You're a maniac.
My socks are ruined. Or at
Oh,
least...
by the way, there's like an envoy of Queen Laurel here or something.
Well, isn't that just... fun?
So finish your coffee.
Annunciata, Madden will come knock on the door for you to help you go downstairs. He will apologize for shouting.
I'll try to hail down Annunciata and Gray before they leave.
Okay. If Annunciata is following Madden, he'll just be taking them out into the hallway, so they're not hard to find. I don't know about Gray.
Gray will probably have been standing in the doorway watching everything happen, notebook in hand, like half paying attention while writing things down.
Madden's like, "It's us again. It's like we're forming a band."
I already have one of those.
He goes, "You can have two. It'll be fun."
Yeah, he can be your opener. Listen, for you guys dip, you guys know stories and stuff like that, right? You'll know stories.
Yeah.
You'll know the... And then she'll pause before she says it, because she remember that the Morgan wasn't saying names. The Battle Queen sounds like more gains, but instead of gains, it's gen.
The Morgon.
Yeah.
Triple Goddess.
Gray will freeze because all of the things that Gray has been saying will just like collide into one thing. And we'll probably just like slump against a wall and just be like, "Oh no. Oh no, 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 no."
Look, Coca, you do not have the map as in a physical form that you were given, but it is tattooed on your leg.
I'll tear like the tatters of her fishnet and just kind of like show them the map. And, like she gave me a map.
Oh, what does it look like?
Madden's like, crazy, which probably means the dreaming.
Well, which one of the Morgan did you talk to? There's 3 of them.
White-haired lady, a lot of feathers.
The crone?
Sounds about right.
The 2 of you, Velvet has already mentioned Battle Queen, so if you want to know which incarnation of the Morgan Coca saw, you can give me an intelligence and lore check. 1 success will be sufficient.
Okay.
And it's just base difficulty.
Oh. Hey. I just made it.
Yeah. Cool. So you are aware that this is the incarnation that's all about battle, and this is not the incarnation that is about prophecy, nor the incarnation that married the Dagda. Sorry, Annunciata, you are aware that this is Bab.
This is who?
Bab, B-A-D-B. I can't say that out loud and get all those letters in.
She'll just
Who can really?
blink a moment and go, that's bad.
I mean, like bad as in cool, like whoa, that's badass, or like bad as in I should be worried, or bad like a name.
Well, the Morgana
Yes.
is the goddess, triple goddess of war and death. She's known as the Battle Crow, but she knows what causes fears and confusion among soldiers, and tries to make the battle go to her side.
She's also a goddess of prophecy.
One I know rather well.
What do the cards say?
Moon and King of Wands at the moment. I can pull another.
No, it's okay. Just interested.
Oh, good. 7 of Wands. No tower yet.
Yeah, I met her behind the bird door, and she was like, "Coca, you're pretty cool." And I was like, "Oh, geez, thanks." And she was like, "You want to form a band?" And I was like, "Sure." But then she was like, "Nah, you got to go through like my weird brother first." And I was like, "Oh, is he the pool dude?" But she didn't know any dudes in pools.
Madden looks horrified through this whole process.
Gray is concerned.
Which brother?
She wouldn't tell me which.
Oh, did I confirm which
You
person
did.
it is? I did.
You know
Okay,
which
so
one.
it's Lou.
Oh,
I tell Annunciata.
Madden becomes progressively more horrified the more you talk. He's like, okay, so I need to stop everybody here first for a minute. All of these names are names of people we think are we magical flaily things think are mythical. Please no.
I mean, she's
No.
not mythical. Like we talked.
But yes.
she
But
just shows the magician card. It's all magic anyhow.
Hey, look, we are magical creatures. Who the fuck are we to say what exists and what doesn't in this world?
Like
I
said,
think I fought Red Riding Hood, and she's a werewolf.
Madden's like, I haven't had enough coffee for this. I need coffee.
I'm gonna go back to bed and restart the morning. Bye.
I'm gonna put some Baileys in mine.
Okay. Does anybody else tell the rest of the party about Laurel's?
I told Iris, isn't that enough?
Iris is gonna be like, she's gonna put in the group text. A representative of Laurel is here. And I have questions, but I'm not sure if they're weird.
At which point Madden goes into Annunciata's room and just goes under the bed. He's like, nope, I'm done.
Wait a minute. Where'd he go? God damn
We're
it.
checking for monsters.
Can somebody read? What? Huh?
And
I'm
then
like, Laurel's found us
Of course she would. Why would you expect her not to?
because I don't know. The bed under the bed is good though. I'm good here.
Can I
Madden's good out here.
Do I have to go downstairs now?
I think we do.
Oh, pucker nuts.
I know.
Iris is gonna try to get to Annunciata with a cup of tea. With like some sugar packets on the side and like a lemon on the side and a little thing of honey on the side because Iris doesn't know what Annunciata likes exactly.
Lemons.
I
Lots of lemons.
was about to say, because Miss Finnegan knows that you are a slur, there will be weak tea available.
And Iris is gonna try to bring it up for you to try to also strike a conversation.
At this point, Elena reappears in the audience room, the room that looks like nobody ever uses it, that room, and starts looking for people. Hello? I mean, I'm good at being dramatic, but I still have to deal with Laurel's representative, and I still have to talk this out with you guys, so come on. Please don't make me do things.
I will have taken my 4 general heads with me to see Mrs. Finnegan and tried to argue that I should have gotten 5 portions because I have 5 heads with me.
Mrs. Finnegan will... Oh no, Mrs. Finnegan will just give you 5 portions.
Okay.
She is delighted.
Annunciata.
Huh?
I brought you tea with lemon, and I didn't know if you wanted honey or sugar, but I brought you honey and sugar.
Lemon would be perfect. Thank you.
Okay, you're smart, and you
At
know a
times.
lot of things. I had a weird dream, and I kinda need some help.
All right. What's the matter?
I got told that we might have made a wrong choice.
Seems to be an echoing thought about here. What's the wrong choice?
The cup. I
Yeah?
was apparently there's a group that is very secretive. I tried googling them. I couldn't find anything on Google.
Okay. Which secret society is this?
And Iris is gonna tell her because Michelle's a potato.
Council of the Undying Light.
The Council of the Undying Flame.
Thank you.
I knew flame. That's the only thing I knew.
Yes.
Is there anything I can roll to?
Yes, that's what I was
Okay.
about to say.
Perfect.
If you wanted to roll your intelligence and lore, or your intelligence and kenning.
Does my thing for int specialty help with this or no?
Not in this case, but I won't up the difficulty on it.
I believe in you. I even whispered it.
I appreciate it. It's the diff 6, right?
That's a solid amount.
5.
Good. So you actually might know something about this group. You will not know much about this group. In fact, you're pretty certain this group is not supposed to exist. It's one of those, fairy stories for fairy tale creatures. They don't exist. Anytime anyone's ever asked about them, it's like saying Santa Claus exists. There's supposedly some, organization that watches over the fate of all changelings, and you're pretty certain that sounds very unrealistic, but maybe.
If they have enough free time on their hands, so they're bored as hell.
Exactly.
They brought me and Cormac into the audience chamber. Apparently I'd been there for a while. They had an itinerary, and Cormac was naked. And
Okay.
they did give me something.
At this point, Elena says, I hate being pushy.
Oh, understood. She was just asking me a question about something that she had heard, and I was just trying to quickly explain before we headed down to your chambers.
She goes, excellent. Well, then I will take the rest of you through to the dreaming. We will have this conversation in the true freehold.
And Iris is just gonna quickly like whisper in Annuncia's ear. They told me that the murder court can't get the cup.
The murder court can't get the cup because we haven't given it to them yet.
No, like, it's bad. If they get the cup, it's bad.
She'll pull out one of the cards from her thing and...
If it's the tower, I swear to God.
It's not the tower. It is not the tower. And she'll feel it with her fingers and go, from what I've heard about the court you are with, they're fairy tales. They're supposed to guide our lives and watch over them. But I've just picked up the King of Pentacles for confidence, reliability, and experience. This might not... I'm not sure if it's a mistake or they're trying to make us think it is.
I don't know, but they specifically asked me to join them.
You're gonna be a seer then. Interesting. And she'll hook her arm with her and lead the way. And she'll start sipping her tea.
Yeah, Iris will lead the way, trying to be as not as bumpy as possible, so she can drink her tea without like worrying about spilling a drop on her. Because Iris is just trying to be the good friend.
Madden does not go with you.
Not surprised.
Nope.
You go through the audience chamber. In the audience chamber, there is a plate on a table, and it's like it's set out for somebody to sit there. Elena says, gather around. I know this is going to sound silly, but in our household, what we do for discussions is we have our audience chamber and we sit around the family table. And so this represents that. And by activating our glamour here, you will be able to pass through into the dreaming, where we will have this discussion and where my power and my husband's power is the greatest, because this is our freehold. Understand that I am bound by the laws of hospitality to both you and our envoy. I am also bound by the Ashit. So if they request things of me that Laurel could request of me, I will have to do something about it. Please go into this with that in mind. With that, she touches the plate and she goes through. Everybody will need to spend a point of glamour to do this.
Annunciata, are you ready? You're extremely quiet. You're so quiet I can't even hear you.
You're muted.
Why not? It's not the first nor the last time we'll be doing this.
When you all pass through, you are greeted by the Marquise, and a unknown person with a mask on their face, which passes through to the dreaming as well. All of you have taken on your changeling seemings again, and both Elena and her husband, Vitas, are very much more she in this place. They're slightly larger in bearing. It is like they are feeding from the place itself. Vitas has a string of what looks like stars in his hair, like actual stars in his hair. And Elena's, the bottom of her hair is ringed in fire. Unknown. This is the motley you have been following. You have seen them before. You have been tracking them. You have had a contact with a puka, squire of Laurel's, before arriving here. Her name is Squire Zarini. She has informed you that she was given a fake cup before, and she has continued to follow this motley in hopes of finding out who they intended to give the cup to. But they seem very confused, and she's very upset with that, because how can you plan for people who don't seem to be planning anything?
I see.
Also, Coca I need you to roll me a perception and alertness, please.
So are we all gathered up together?
There is a long table here. You will each be offered a seat at the table. It is like a long dining table where Elena and Vitas will sit at the head.
Iris is going to give Cormac a hug, and she's going to whisper in his ear during this time. And she's going to just whisper softly, the dream told me this feels wrong.
Wrong now.
And she's gonna look and she's like, she's gonna whisper again softly, she's trying to figure out the most, the most stealthy way in case someone can overhear her who isn't supposed to. Just to simply say, the birds cannot take the cup.
Can I see them whispering?
Yes, you can see
Okay.
them.
I would like to roll like a perception and alertness.
Okay, absolutely. Sorry, look, Coca, I missed your success total.
That's 5.
But yeah, she is going to like lace it in the most stealthily, like between them type of way, so it could be like construed as multiple different things.
Mm-hmm. Look, Coca, you recognize this figure? You've seen this figure following you. You're the only person who's seen this figure following you. You also, because you have so many successes, you recognize this person for more than one thing, and it is because they are similar to someone you killed.
What I was going to say, does insightful for perception come into play here?
No, because you don't know what they're doing and you don't know them well enough.
Difficulty?
7, because you're on someone else's freehold.
1, 2, 2.
Okay. What are you trying to perceive about them?
If they're obviously whispering, I want to know what they're whispering about. Because it's very rude to whisper in the presence of a representative.
It is. They are very clearly communicating what they are communicating. You don't know.
She is going to give Cormac a kiss on the cheek afterwards. Just like just a little soft peck to just be like, and she's like, also, I'm not apologizing for this morning.
His surprise turns to mirth. Damn well you shouldn't.
Can I tell the representative is another red cap?
Yes, absolutely. It is even more obvious here in the dreaming. You have certain kith characteristics that can't be hidden here.
And the reason
Yo, Salat, why you following us?
I was assigned by my lady to keep an eye on you. And she's requested each of your presents.
Here we are.
To her.
Elena says, I suspect she wishes you to join her in Care Frost.
But nah.
Neil's gonna lean over to Gray and just be like, listen, I know this is not the right fucking time, but we need to have a fucking talk.
Gray's just like, later.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm just saying, we need to have
I got your text message. It will be fine.
Elena looks around. She goes, I find myself in somewhat of a pickle in this situation. You have my hospitality, all of you. I would never be so rude as to not extend my hospitality to a valid representative of my queen, but also I have offered protection to this motley that has come upon my land because they were unlawfully attacked by Thalain, and I cannot revoke my word. So, until they leave this property, they are under my protection unless other lawful means are used, and I can enforce that. And when she says that, there is a note of steel that you can hear in her voice.
I'm not here to pick a fight, just to perceive my lady's orders.
She goes, excellent. Then I don't see any problem.
The ball is, how do the mortals put it? The ball is in your court.
Vitas has a silver bowl in front of him, and it is filled with the same water that was seen in the pool beneath the house. And he passes his hand over it. And anyone who's looking can see him do this, but he's focused on it intensely. Okay.
So, what exactly would you like from us? Are you here to lead us to the queen?
If I am here to follow her orders, which is to bring you to her, so you could say yes.
You don't have to have that kind of attitude about it.
Say yes to what?
To answer his own question.
What's the question?
I am here to bring you to the queen on her orders.
Does she want
You
all of us?
queen.
Storyteller?
Yes.
Yes.
Elena turns to Iris and says, well, in fairness to you, my dear, you are a member of the household, and she is notorious for playing favorites amongst her kin.
Do we have our phones with us?
Yes. Although they look weird, and you're not certain if they work here.
Can I roll something to figure out what he was doing with the bowl of water?
Yep, absolutely.
What do I roll for the bowl of water?
Roll me a wits and alertness.
I'm gonna try texting to Cormac because I think he might know. It'll be like, "Yo, trial by combat? 5 question marks."
What's the DC?
Let's go for a 7 here.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, and a that meant 4.
4 successes.
I only have 4 dice, so
It's not super hard to figure out, but Vitas is clearly divining the outcome of this encounter.
Iris is going to look at him, try to read his expression, try to get a gauge of how he's feeling.
He passes his hand over the water, and for a moment, because he sees you looking, you see blood.
And she just looks at him with like the pitiful look in her eyes of just like
He does this gesture. He stops responding because it gets obvious.
and then Iris is just
And I don't think it's such a bad thing. I'm happy to go with you back to the queen. The sooner we can wrap this business up, the sooner I can be on my way.
That's 1. She requested all.
Elena says, well, this is interesting. But until it is resolved, all of you are welcome to stay indefinitely.
God.
Coy, do you think
Yes,
it's best we go?
I think it's best we go. Because I'm still not even sure about the exact nature of the trouble we seem to have gotten ourselves into, but we certainly have gotten ourselves into a pile of trouble.
Gray,
It seems
while they're having this conversation, you feel yourself beginning to say something.
I'm trying to decide if I need to say it right here, right now. Yeah, fuck it. Gray leans forward onto the table. Elena will not return the cup to Laurel.
Elena looks at you. Goes, oh, that just made everything interesting now, didn't it?
Was that one of your things, Gray?
Yeah.
That one's very specific.
That is awkward now.
Well, sometimes it gets specific and inconvenient.
It's very.
I mean, it made
inconvenient.
sense because this house isn't really colorful.
Elena's like, I resent that. My house is very colorful.
The right colors.
Iris, there's no need to be rude.
No, I have been to plenty of courthouses before. Courthouses with court colors.
Elena's like, I have many court colors. I just don't need to decorate my house with them.
Cormac, check your dream phone.
Cormac,
Did
if
it
you
go
check
through?
if you check your dream phone, the phone just starts spitting out images at you of the text.
Is it legible?
Yes, but it
Okay.
is also legible to literally everybody in the room.
Oh.
Okay. I'm like,
Taco, question mark.
I'm like, put my phone under the table and try and hide the text.
Yeah, the text is just trial by combat? 5 question marks?
No, oh God. Okay.
This is just how she flirts. We're sexting.
Elena's like,
Red caps.
all right. Well, I'm
Yes.
sorry you find my house objectionable. However,
I don't.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Your house is nice, but there's some like. I'm not the smart one here.
I need everyone to roll me a perception and empathy roll here. And except for unknown, I'm going to need you to roll something to appear trustworthy. So I will take charisma and persuasion, charisma and subterfuge, really anything along those lines that you think would work. Lena's about to do the same.
Would fast talking come in here?
You're not saying anything. So,
Okay. I'll do charisma.
Perception and empathy, you said?
yes.
Well, you gotta hit me with that pool spec.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just trying to figure out. All right. Just checking on unknown before I tell you.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm only rolling 3 dice. I have no empathy.
Unknown's gonna spend a point of willpower for 1 success.
Okay.
Difficulty?
7.
Four squad.
Okay.
Total of 4 with the 1 success.
So for everyone who is above a 4, unknown seems to believe in their cause completely. You also know that Elena's not lying to you.
I'm just in a world of doubt.
Everyone else, it's just as confusing as it was before. They both seem very earnest.
Okay. I have a feeling why we are being summoned. The thing is, I can't do anything to be of assistance in any way because apparently I don't know where it is, and I really don't know where it is. Part B. I've been given information that whatever you're looking for is extremely dangerous, and that if it ends up in specific hands, it's doom. By a place apparently that shouldn't exist. Like, who believes in fairy tales when fairy tales are real?
Cormac?
Hmm.
Where's the cup?
Like
Currently.
in my room.
Okay.
Is it still in the briefcase thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Elena says, I don't even know what it is at this point, so now I'm confused.
Okay. I'm just gonna do honesty as the best policy. Any objections?
No, let's get it all out there.
Elena's like, it's an
Okay.
interesting concept to be sure.
Once upon a time, because all good stories start with once upon a time,
I disagree, but okay.
a bunch of random strangers plus two, like, really, really cool people who had been hanging out before. Yeah. All met in a weird dream. Ish, like, place. It was like a spirited away kidnapping. I watched that film. They're all in a tent with the murder court. That's the part where everyone goes, ooh.
Unknown.
Ooh.
You can figure out that they're talking about the royal riot. It's not veiled in any respect.
No, she's literally doing this, but in the most dramatic storytelling way possible that she can do. Because she's trying not to go insane right now. They said, if you don't steal the cup, everyone dies. You're nobodies. We don't care if you die. And we said, sure, because it was either cup or death. Part 2. We successfully do the thing. Meanwhile, there's like the really bad autumn people who are just like, we want to take over. Trial by combat. Let's fight. Roar! And we actually did this really cool like maneuver where it was like spectacular. And there was the sword. Then we all ran away because we had the thing that was going to spell doom if it was presented to someone. It was either that or we die. Then we went into a van. We watched The Princess Bride. It was really good. I enjoyed it, even though I only could listen because I was driving. I'm gonna skip over the boring part with the golden goose. And then we ended up getting stopped by a squirrel. Squirrels are weird. And I'm just like, cool, let's return the cup. And we return the cup. Now you're here. I don't understand.
Do I know that the cup was a fake?
You know that the cup that was given to Zarini was a fake. You know they should still have a real cup.
Since we're putting cards on the table, I would like the queen or the lady, however you may present her as, would like the real one, not a bullshit fake one.
That cup was fake. It was really convincing.
Annunciata. What does the card say?
So far, 5 of coins, the world, and 10 of swords.
Okay.
No tower yet.
And if you ask me, I can say this with an honest face. I don't know where the cup is. I thought, when the cup was handed over, that it was the real deal. I thought we were getting out of the contract with the murder court.
Can I roll a bullshit check?
Iris is 100% honest. She
Roll a
doesn't know where it is, and at the time, she did believe it was the real cup. She's
Roll
being
a bullshit check.
precise with her language.
You were going to go with perception and either streetwise or empathy.
Do I roll something to...
No, because you're
Okay.
not you're telling the truth.
Yeah, she's telling the precise truth.
Spec, I want to try something, but I don't know if there's a role for it.
Okay.
Given that the general heads went with me to meet the Morgan, I'm just gonna kind of look at them, and then just kind of call out, be like, "Hey, if I should do the thing, make a sign, be a bird."
At which point, Elena is just sticking her head in her hands, like, "This is not how I expected today to go."
Oh, and you don't even know my third of it yet.
It's like, oh, good, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
At this point,
It's fun.
I want more because right now this is a mess.
Storyteller.
Mhm.
Do I get a empathy, emotions, and perception insightful?
Yes.
Difficulty?
4.
If I see Elena like start to like face palm, I'll be like, no, no, like you know me. This is cool. This is something cool.
She's like, no, I'm more concerned about the everything happening here right now. Cool. Iris isn't lying. This is Iris's concept of what is happening, and you are absolutely certain of that.
Okay, does anyone other than her know where the cup is then?
Excuse me, her? My
Yeah,
name is
it
Iris.
got it.
Sorry, we weren't firmly introduced.
Lady Iris Diarmuid.
I apologize, my lady, then.
Whom are you?
My name is unknown. I do not have a name, and I serve, well, you know who.
You
Oh, they're
want one?
totally known. They're the brother of some chump that tried to eat me before I ate them.
Indeed. How interesting.
Plot thickens.
Can't answer them. I were to go on you by your word of what you're being sent here for. Did you bring a certificate or something?
Storyteller?
You will have a writ of invitation from Laurel to the motley, but beyond that, you will have nothing else.
I present it on the table.
Can somebody read that for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
The invitation.
What did it say?
I'm telling you. The invitation is addressed to people of your description, because Laurel does not have your names, but she does have your exact descriptions, like terrifyingly so. It invites you to Care Frost to return her property and explain your involvement.
Would it have Iris's name on it? Because she does know Iris's name.
Yes, it will have Iris's exact name on it. Oh, so
We're gonna get like super murdered if we go,
I'm
right?
keeping my
Like,
eye on the sky for a bird.
I definitely feel like we are gonna get super murdered.
unknown, as far as you know, Laurel had not progressed to murderous, I might just write an edict kind of decision making. She did want to know what was going on.
Oh, Spectre, I did DM you, by the way.
Okay. I'm just checking something.
Unknown? Though I wish... It's an unfortunate shame that you do not bear a name. I'm being honest here when all I want is to have this resolved peacefully. And we all... and hopefully I'm not being, presumptuous, is that the word? For speaking for all of us? When I say that I don't think any of us expected to get so involved in all of this, Anil, what's the word for when something's shenanigans, but like really a lot of shenanigans, like
Fucking bullshit.
that phrase?
Or
I would have just gone with general fuckery.
Annunciata, you absolutely can do that. Tell me your number of successes and I will tell you.
Okay. I
That's
don't
why
think-
I say we just go to the queen and get it over with.
But we would break a contract.
Yeah, we're in a contract, Cormac.
Not necessarily. We can go. We can return said cup. We can talk to her and explain everything. She can take whatever boon she put in it away, and then we can deliver a completely inert cup to them.
Elena says, contracts are finicky creatures. While their side effects for breaking them can be overrun, and the queen can in fact help you with that, she cannot undo the side effects of contracts. She can only give you tasks.
We can go in with every intention of returning the cup. Or of bringing the cup to the murder court. We have not given it to anyone. I'm sure Laurel does not really give half a shit about the actual cup.
Yeah, I don't think this is about the cup at all.
So we can take
Ooh.
the cup to her. Explain that we're under contract.
Annunciacata, you do get something in your mind about this. And oddly, it has nothing to do with cups, undying flame, wolves. You know that Laurel's lost Mahone. And it's somehow tied up to what you cast Omen on.
I'm gonna DM you.
Okay. The rest of you, Elena says, should I know what cup we're talking about?
You can see it if you'd like. I don't know what the hell's the big deal about it.
Vitas turns to his wife, shows her something in the bowl. She turns her head back and says, perhaps at a later date.
I'm gonna try. Can I try to read the reactions?
Yes, you can. Unknown, you can also do this if you want to.
What should I roll?
Go for perception and empathy. Or
Difficulty 4 storyteller?
for you, yes, and for Iris, it's a 7.
Come on, rainbow die. Roll me a tan. No.
Okay. Let me roll for her to see if she.
I'm trying to specifically read the husband's face because Iris and him had a thing going with the reading of faces.
She has 4 successes. It's clearly marital communication.
Oh, that's actually really adorable. Well, Unknown, you've heard what I've had to say, and I don't think any of us planned to get into this much trouble. All we wanted to do was go to a party.
And with that, we're going to take our break. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with more chaos. Love you all. Hi, everyone, and welcome back after our break. So glad you're still with us. We're going to pick up where we left off with them all trying to negotiate whether or not they're going back to Laurel, who has got the cup, and what is going on here. During this time, I want to say that Coca knows that Unknown has just been staring at them like the entire
Oh, same.
there is flames just like in that staring. Annunciacata, you have your information that I have given you. Gray, I actually want you to roll something for me. I want you to roll perception and alertness.
It's funny because I just upgraded one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Base 6 or?
Basics.
Oh, good. So that's 5. No, 5, yeah.
Awesome.
Miscounted.
So because you've been so quiet during this time, you've been able to see the pool that the Marquis has been watching this entire time. As the cup gets discussed, you see one set of images that seems to alarm the Marquis, and he looked at his wife. And then she looked at him, and he looked at the pool again, and the images changed. And he seems to relax.
I don't know what I can do with that information.
Just telling you.
So, what we know right now is that the Murder Court and Queen Laurel both want the cup. The cup's somewhere. And I had a weird spooky dream about an organization that technically doesn't exist, saying that if the Murder Court gets the cup, it's doomed.
At this point, Elena speaks up and goes, I really have got to speak to Ulan. Sometimes their dreams get very creative. She looks at Unknown. We have a satyr who helps in guarding this place from attacks from the dream itself. And as she says this, you feel a rumble beneath your feet here. She goes, we have some unwanted guests at the moment.
It's the Church of the Flame. Not church. It's a different thing. That's a circle.
Storyteller note. It's the Council of the Undying Flame.
Iris is gonna get it wrong every time now. It's the church, it's the circle, it's a conglomerate. Different C words.
Given that it is a possibly mythical organization, the more confused Iris is, the more confused everybody else is as well.
I know it sounds weird, but it felt real. And do I still have what they gave me?
Yes.
She's gonna pull out the flame.
It manifests as a small lighter here, but it's continuously burning, though it does not burn anything. Elena's like,
Annunciacata, this is a lighter. It is very I'm just gonna let me know if I'm way off course. It's like ornate, very pretty. I'm gonna guess it's got like engravings that look all like flame detailed, but not like punk flame detailed. It's more like elegance.
yes, there is also some sort of Celtic symbol on it.
May I touch it?
Okay, just be careful. She's gonna gently.
And
Neil,
chill.
while this is going on, can you roll me a wits and empathy, please?
Murder, 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 murder. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be encouraging violence.
Can I roll something on the symbol, Storyteller?
Sure, absolutely.
Intelligence and would it be lore?
Lore would be good.
Is it Fey related?
Pardon? Yes,
Is
it
it
is Fey related.
Okay. Difficult.
And
Junie?
Anne's gonna touch it and try and feel the symbol, figure it out herself as well.
Okay.
If I'm able to roll. Perfect.
Could I roll Greymare for the symbol?
No.
Iris
Never
could be
mind
like,
then.
wait, there's a symbol?
It's fair.
Difficulty storyteller.
8.
The difficulty?
8.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So would that be 7 for me since I have specialty Fey?
Yes.
Okay.
Anil, what did you get?
I was actually going to ask if I could use my item to.
Yes.
So do I have to roll for that, or?
No. You are going to burn a point of glamour to do that.
I am spending a willpower point, so that was 6.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. This is a symbol. It is a Fomorian symbol for flame.
Do I get anything else about it?
You know the name of this symbol. I will send it to you privately, but you are aware that because you have named this symbol, you are aware that this is something that is, symbols like this are marks of power from the dreaming. They have power in and of themselves. They are the name of something there, like the true name of something there. And identifying it also summons it, which is why you're not going to immediately say what you have seen. Anyways, Elena says, well, this has all been very interesting. However, I need to understand, are you intending to return to Laurel? Because if you are, I see no problem here. And if you are not, then I have somewhat different issues.
Should we? I'll leave the choice to everyone else, but I've told my story.
You know where I stand.
She's gonna just lean a little bit against him.
Pet the beehive. You look like you're thinking hard, Gray.
I am, because I don't think it's the right move, but I don't know who to trust. I just don't feel like it's the right path to take.
Elena speaks up and says, what you have said today is an interesting thing, and I am aware of the type of thing that would cause you to say such things. You're not the first nor the last who will be burdened with such sight. However, I have never seen this cup of which you speak, nor do I know what it is for. So I would appreciate discretion about a prophecy that cannot come true because I do not know what it is.
Well, as I said earlier, we can get that out of the way and just let you see it.
She goes, honestly, I would prefer not to at this point.
I think you already have.
Roll, I don't know, either perception or manipulation on her. And your...
I will do manipulation because I have one more in that.
All right, do persuasion then.
The persuasion, right? Okay, so that is 7 to roll.
You've got this. I believe in you.
Spec, I'm just remembering our conversation earlier where you were like, you could just sing about it.
You could.
And then my brain leaps to Buffy singing, "Give me something to sing about."
This is an actually very changeling thing to do, so...
Oh, sure, Gray will sing a song if that will lower the difficulty.
Sure, what? Sing a song.
I don't know a song.
I
I don't know what actual song
It's
to
all
sing.
good. It's okay. You don't need to actually sing, but Gray will
All right.
sing.
Gray will sing.
And we'll lean over to Gray and say, I got a feeling.
That it's a demon. A dancing demon. No, something isn't
Isn't
right.
right there.
I got a feeling.
Oh, I went Black Eyed Peas with that. Ooh, that
Oh, what does that make the difficulty then?
And the difficulty will be 6 in here.
Okay,
because
that's
otherwise it would be
good.
higher.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 then.
Gray, you are aware because she seems a little apologetic as you sing to her, trying to get her to connect with you emotionally, that she is being as honest as Iris is. Exactly in the method that Iris is being honest.
Oh, that is cruel and unusual punishment.
But that just confirms my suspicion that, like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that just confirms
you
things
know
for me.
That if Unknown says anything, she's not lying to him.
Right.
Oh, that is,
Yeah.
Iris doesn't know this, but Michelle
No.
does. Ugh. That's so smart. That is a smart visual loophole.
Gray turns to Cormac and says, I don't think it's where you left it.
Damn well better be.
I don't think it is.
You might want to check.
Corey, can you be
Yep.
honest with me for a second?
Yep.
You know where it is.
Pretty sure.
I know where it's supposed to be.
I know where I fucking left it.
Where did you leave it?
Fucking left it in my briefcase.
Isn't that the one with like the combination lock on your luggage?
Unknown, this is also convenient for you to know where it is, because should this all go sideways, you also can go looking for the briefcase now.
Isn't that the one with the combination lock? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes. That one.
Can I roll an Irish check? Can I roll an Irish check to see if I figured out the loophole in our conversation?
Sure. Roll some manipulation and empathy here to see if you know what the
Does fast talking apply here?
You're not saying anything.
I know fast talking when I see it. I'm just gonna roll plain manipulation and what was it, empathy?
Difficulty 7. So you know that the Marquise is not entirely pleased with this conversation as it has gone, but it doesn't seem to be directed at you. It's more directed at what Gray has said. And
Oh, is that me?
there's a way.
Well, no.
There's a way out of this, because you would also know this. If you simply agree to what the Marquise has said, that you intend to keep this conversation private, and you say that out loud, she will stop creating that vaguely menacing aura behind her smile.
You don't know the combination lock to the luggage.
Yeah, okay.
Great. For purposes of the audience and those of us who understand, who would like to know in this case, the Marquis has enacted casual contract.
Now, for those of us who at home who don't know what a casual contract is, because we're pretty sure it's not like Casual Friday.
She has stated her terms. Should you agree to them, she cements them. If you just say yes, it will still work. Unknown, this would also be aware to you. There's clearly something going on here that you're not quite sure what's going on? Because again, as far as you're aware, the Marquise is a loyal member of Laurel's court, and why she would not return the cup to Laurel is a little baffling because you have no information to the contrary. And she does seem to be telling the truth that she has never seen this cup.
Okay.
I typed in my theory on my precision of language.
Okay.
That's how precise language can be. Iris is gonna look at the two of them because Iris is Iris. She's like, I'm not the smart one here, Gray. Shh. Shh. I'm not the smart one here, so when I catch on to something, it's a pretty big deal. But I believe all of us can agree that none of us will speak a word of of any unfortunate things said here.
Because I absolutely do appreciate that.
And I would appreciate that any unfortunate events happening to our personhood or things that our personhoods brought with us to your freehold are in the same condition as once we left it.
She goes, I have damaged nothing of yours.
Damaged is not the word. Condition.
She goes, and I have personally have done nothing with any of your things.
By your hand, voice, or order.
She goes, Iris,
precision of language is a beautiful thing.
I understand. But personally, your statements are ill-advised. You state them so plainly, and they will get you killed. Not because I wish to kill you, but because what you state is dangerous.
We are in a predicament situation here where our lives have been threatened on multiple occasions.
She goes, I own a freehold that is attacked by Thalane almost daily now. I appreciate the fear of that, but it is not something I can countenance at this time.
Iris, I think you're doing great, but I think you picked a bad time to do it.
I'm just upset because I just thought we were all being honest, and
Not everything has the ability to be freely expressed. Ever. Things between me and our other guest will never be completely freely expressed. No she who attains status of any kind does so without being bound by contract after contract after contract. There are things that those of us who have attained power cannot speak of because we have attained power, and they follow us.
I just thought we were friends.
She goes, friendship has nothing to do with it. I think you are a lovely person. I think that all of us have to follow our conscience as best we can.
Following your conscience and being a good friend are two different things.
She goes, and I could tell you as much as I can, and I can protect you. And protecting is all I have to give you.
Cormac reaches down and holds Iris's hand.
Elena turns to Unknown. She says, please do not mistake me as violating any of my oaths to Her Majesty. I have no intention of doing so. We are still at the frontier of beating back this Thalane invasion that seems to be upon us, and our freehold still produces glamour freely for those who are in need. We have been a sanctuary for those changeling who find themselves displaced currently.
I am not here to judge on your methods and what you do. That's not why the Queen has sent me.
I understand. All my point is, here we find ourselves at a crossroads of many purposes. She turns to Cormac and says, I am sorry. I enjoy all of your company. I know trolls have a particular relationship to contracts, and she tend to bend them and change them, and we tend to do this to trolls fairly regularly, and I apologize on behalf of my kith for this. But we
It's
do
appreciated. That's why I haven't said a damn word.
But we do this to ourselves as well. And currently, I am afraid that if we continue down the path we are on right now, it will lead to the destruction of either you or this freehold, and I can allow neither.
I'm compliant, but I'm not going to make a promise.
Storyteller, do I have a way to get in contact with the Queen?
Yes, you should.
I'm going to turn to the lovely host, and I say maybe we should take a break and let me commune with the Majesty on seeing how that we want to approach.
Excellent.
And give them a time to get their thoughts together.
She indicates a large wooden door on the other side of the table and says, please feel free. My freehold has offered you hospitality. Mrs. Finnegan will see you're adequately fed.
Then he is going to go commune with His Majesty.
Okay, I will come to you in a minute. You are left in the room with the Marquis and the Marquise. The Marquis looks up from the bowl and he goes, many things passed here. There is a battle that you could engage in here should you wish to fight your way out. One of you is in danger no matter what we do now.
The blood.
He goes, I did try to warn you, but currently, and he looks at Elena, he goes, the cat's out of the bag. We might as well talk about it, and our guest has retreated. He goes, we are instructed by the murder court to protect you.
I'm aware that's why you wear no colors.
He goes, colors are not everything. We still cling to our houses. We are House Beaumain. Please understand that we were entrapped in the dreaming by other she. We do have no love for that. We're not trying to pretend that all things are nice and kind. We are trying to tell you that if the cup passes out of our grasp, we will no longer be able to protect you from her.
And the flame told me that if the murder court gets the cup, it spells doom. Apparently, they're supposed to be protectors of the future.
Who told you this?
And she's going to hand over the lighter.
He turns it over in his hand, and he is going to cast Omen on it. Neil, you are awfully quiet. What is Anil thinking in all of this?
Anil is a little out of her depth right now. Like, having... She has never been one to, like, deal too much with changelings. She's kind of been pretty solitary. So having to... like, talk in very specific language when she's just blunt in her own way is not something that she's particularly skilled at. So she is just sitting back for now and just knowing that when she needs to speak or do something, that she will be ready to act.
And Coca.
Oh, I'm just about to suggest a trial by combat. That's all I got.
That's fair.
And we'll take this time to say something to everyone. You all know that she's the last of her kind, her last of her family, this Queen Laurel, correct? That something happened to her son and Madden is oathbound that he can't talk, nor write, nor draw, nor speak in any way, shape, or form about the event. And he is deathly afraid of the wolf that gave me visions, and apparently that did something probably to the prince.
See, I think that when Laurel says return my property, she's not necessarily talking about the cup.
She's talking Madden too, I believe.
Yeah.
Because Madden is oathbound to her, and he knows more about what happened to her son and can threaten her throne.
At which point Elena just goes like this, and she goes, this is why we don't talk honestly, because I don't want to know any of this.
I can't help that it's what I saw when I looked at or envisioned him. And I'm sorry you're involved and implicated in all this, but at least he's out of the room and talking to his mistress. So therefore, he is not aware that I've spoken this to you. Therefore, you can do plausible deniability, because I can't see you in this room. I can't hear you. Therefore, I can't say that you are here and that you had heard the words I had spoken.
Vita says, don't worry, she does this every time I say anything portentous.
Fair enough.
What if I just take him out? Like, are we square?
No, because then she'll just send someone else.
She sent a writ. Do you know what that means, Coca?
I do not, because I stay away from this bullshit.
Well, that means that he is bound to bring us back, or by hook or crook. And that might come into combat so he can bring us back, or she might come herself, and do you really want to deal with her here?
Elena says, well, as much as I hate to point this out, our laws do allow for trial by combat, and should you win said trial by combat, you can at least forestall the current threat. Of course, I could also go into combat, and I'm relatively certain I would be victorious, given that I am on my own freehold as it is. But I cannot risk the people I take care of, should I fall.
Miss Finnegan's too nice for that.
Yeah, no, you gotta protect your freehold. Also, this is a personal beef, so, like, stay out of it. Thanks.
She goes, I'm absolutely okay with that. I do want you to understand, Iris, I don't know what you saw. I don't even know if it's real, because the dream is a dream.
But the dream is our reality as well.
Exactly, and it blends. But here in the dreaming, we know this to be ourselves to be awake. We know ourselves to exist here. In our actual dreams, the stuff we do when we sleep, just the same way mortals do, we blend our own hopes and mortal desires into them. And I cannot tell you if it is real, because I cannot tell you if my own are real.
That's a good point.
However, I don't think a factitious court would give her a lighter that she could produce in the real world.
Goes,
just as her own.
I don't smoke.
Vetus looks up from the lighter. He says, whatever gave you this believes they are protecting you. More than that, I cannot say. I am blocked, and it has the touch of death on it, though I cannot say it is death as in you shall die. It is death as in Baelor walks the night paths with the wraiths.
It was a group. They gave me a itinerary, and they spoke to me and spoke about the cup, and that if it were to be given to the murder court, that it would spell doom. And these people are known to be the protectors of the future.
Well, that is unfortunate, because the cup has passed into our possession currently. I am holding it simply because you cannot be found with it here.
You could have asked.
I could not have. We were in the middle of conversation.
Good text.
It's perfectly safe, and as I have been informed, I cannot access it either by magic.
So precision of language. I catch that. Mhm.
She goes,
I-
I can't fix the murder court thing for you because I am currently in possession of it. So if we are to be doomed, it's already happening.
I think with what time I have left, I'd like to carve one of the wooden general heads into some semblance of the crow mask that I saw in Division.
Okay, absolutely. She goes, I don't know that. Perhaps your vision is right, Iris. There are too many visions to go through here, and we have been focused on ensuring that everyone got out of this alive.
I feel like we've always been making the wrong choice or the confused choice, and I just want choices to be
Gray,
simpler.
Yes.
you actually know that should you decide to go to Laurel, your mentor is currently in her court.
Right.
And so even if you decided to go there, you might still have support when you arrived. It matters. And also, everyone here can start putting this together. If Laurel is going through the trouble to summon you, admittedly, it is easier to deal with you in her own court. It always is. But she could have easily just ordered your assassination if she didn't want to speak to you.
I'll leave it to
I
everyone.
have a question. So the lighter, I know the true name of what's on it. Does that help me understand potentially if what Iris is saying about the vision lines up with reality?
You know, I'm trying to think how to answer this. You would know what most mortals know about Celtic mythology, that the Tuatha De Danann drove the Fomorians out of the original Ireland. They're traditionally seen as scary monsters, but in the same breath, there's a whole house of changeling Shi that are supposedly descendants of them. So do they traditionally oppose what you would consider to be the major gods or fae of Celtic mythology? Yes. Is that a bad thing? You're not really certain because you don't have enough information yet.
Okay.
They would be against somebody like the Morrigan. Anyways, Elena says, I cannot tell you what to do. I can offer you what I know to protect you. I am ordered to protect you anyways. While the cup has not been officially given to me, you are still under contract. And my protection holds. However, if you go to Laurel, go to her with lies, because they will protect you better than the truth will. You will find more, and you should probe her for answers, because I don't have any more. If you wish to flee Laurel,
What?
is valid.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say it's a squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
What if we gave you the squirrel, you gave the squirrel back to us, and then the squirrel went to go to a very tall tree?
She just looks baffled at this.
That way, it worked. Because the squirrel would have been given to a bird, the bird would have given the squirrel back to the bee.
Are you telling me to give you the cup back?
I'm not saying you have a squirrel.
All right. She looks at the rest of you for a minute. She's like, I will come back to that. If you wish to flee Laurel, I can get you out through the dreaming, through the property, and I will send you to my contacts in the Autumn Rebels. While that will not be better in terms of dealing with people like me, they are on beyond the control of Laurel because they constantly oppose her. So you would be given a measure of safety with them. Of course, they may still demand things from you in order to grant that safety, but they would not be Laurel.
I think we do that.
I can't. If you guys are gonna go, you might have to go without me.
I'm not of Laurel's court at all. I'm of Queen Mary Elizabeth's.
Elena puts up one finger. If Laurel can negotiate with the other court, you may still have problems. You will still have more safety than just. Well, I don't know if you are safe with Laurel or not. I would be safe with Laurel. She would have to go through my Duke in order to have problems with me. But
If anything was to fall, a lady of House Dougal, which I am a part of, she would have to then deal with Queen Elizabeth, or Queen Mary Elizabeth, and my Duke.
she goes, yes, I understand. But should you return there and Laurel figures that out, she may be able to negotiate for your expeditious return.
She has nothing to hold me against. I took nothing.
It isn't that. It is more of a. Did I mention we're suspicious bastards in general? Like, we're suspicious bastards in general.
I know.
It's not about you. It's about the fact that Queen Laurel has the entirety of the Kingdom of Northern Ice to negotiate with any monarch.
You keep saying big things like that. I want out. You take me to that cup, and I will formally give it to you and get me out of this contract.
She goes, I'm perfectly fine with that, but remember...
I'm also in favor of getting out of the contract.
Exactly.
If you do this, and you give me the cup now, I am no longer bound to protect you from the person outside.
That person outside's not going to be a problem for much longer, so we might as well go for that, because I went out. And I think Cormac and I can take care of ourselves if anything happens.
I'm willing to take the risk for the sake of the freedom. I'm sick of this contract.
I completely forgot we made a contract in the first place.
That's fair.
And I won't be able to return home.
She goes, maybe not. If I might make a recommendation. La Coca, you seem interested in trial by combat. Yes?
Always.
Excellent. For the time being, I shall mediate your trial by combat with your aggressor in the other room. It will provide a distraction for the rest of you. The rest of you will follow my husband through the dreaming to the outskirts of our property. I will allow you to pass. At the outskirts, you will turn over the cup to my husband, which will fulfill the contract just the same as it would fulfill it with me. You will be free of the contract to do as you will. You will not have any protection, though, and I cannot get you any farther than the limits of my freehold. I could contact my friends in the Autumn Rebels, not that we're really friendly, it's just they're not particularly of interest to me, therefore I don't have to worry about what they're doing with Laurel. And you could have some safety there.
I'm looking to head south for the winter. So if they can move me south.
Okay, I will send you. That is the maximum of my ability to protect you in this situation.
You've already done a lot, and it's appreciated. Really. You alright, Iris?
This is really the choice everyone is going with.
Decided yet? I've got to think of Madden as well.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
He's hearing this entire conversation.
Madden, at this point, Madden starts typing since he can hear you, and well, actually, he doesn't have to because you've called him. So he's like, hey, I would like to not go back to Laurel. I would like to not go back to Laurel. I would like to not go back to Laurel. So if someone is offering an exit Can we not go back to Laurel?
We're taking the exit, little guy.
If you guys are doing this, I won't be able to go home.
I can make accommodations for you.
Not a matter of, like, a place to rest my head.
No, we can make a home. A home is something that is non-physical, and it's with the people that you are with.
I wouldn't be a lady anymore.
Vetus pipes up and goes, technically freeholds can be made, so if you just want a place to be, you can do that too.
You can be a lady there.
Wouldn't be the first time I lost my home, Iris.
Titles are
I can help.
titles are nothing more than something you put in front of a name. Hell, I could become Duchess Annunciata, but it doesn't mean a damn thing, right?
Duchess does have a nice ring to it for your name.
Maybe I'll go and find myself a cave full of bats and become a duchess.
Duchess of the Bats. That'll be fun, right?
Oh fuck! You'll be Countess. Fuck it.
Elena comes over to Iris and she gives her a hug. And she says, you have your whole life ahead of you. You became a lady very young and with very few responsibilities. And you can build back whatever you want from here. Nothing is certain. I promise. We are a house of prophecy. And every time we have passed through, there have been more than one ending. I promise. This is not the end for you. And I'm going to have Vetus roll prophecy for you.
I am Lady Iris mood.
As you are. And no one can take that from you.
No.
And
Think about this way, you're she and you're fighting for your freedom. Doesn't that make you a battle lady? A battle knight?
Vetus says, I can see at least the shape of you getting as far as the Autumn Rebels. Beyond that, I cannot. But you will be safe that far.
But I'll do my best to protect you guys. Somebody's gotta look out for you guys, right?
Elena says, excellent. We shall all return to the main hallway. You shall all act as nothing has happened. La Coca, you will demand trial by combat. I will support your right to do so. The rest of you, gather your things and the rest of your compatriots and follow the secret passageway back down.
There is someone I want to say goodbye to before we leave.
Whatever you need. And I'm going to take this a little bit farther. You go back into the freehold. Unknown. You have contacted Queen Girl.
Your Majesty.
What news have you for me?
I relay everything that I have heard and that Iris has said, and it seems that only two of them are interested in coming to talk to you, Your Highness. And that is Iris, I believe. Yeah, I would say Iris-ish.
That poor child. It is unfortunate that a member of my house should be so upset. We absolutely must make her feel calm and bring her home. But for the rest of it, I authorize you to do what you must to bring them back to me. Combat if necessary, and if that fails, I will do other things. I have faith in you. Besides, there is so much, and I still have not found Mahone yet. With all of the kingdom of Northern Ice at my display, it's like he's vanished.
I would also note that the troll, because I did not get the troll's name, did agree to get that over to come back as well.
My vague research suggested that the lady had a bodyguard of some kind. I assume that is he. Very well. Bring who will come, destroy the rest of them for the time being, or convince them otherwise, I do not care, but bring the cup, and then we will figure out what this has to do with the disappearance of my son. and she cuts off communication with you. At which point they all arrive back in the main hallway again.
All of them?
All of them. Lena, her husband, the entire motley. And Elena says, I believe we have come to an arrangement. I am so sorry to have kept you waiting.
I have a court make contact with my queen, and she has given me new orders.
So I'm not surprised. However, we have a member here who would like to claim something first, and she turns to Coca.
I claim the law of surprise, but also trial by combat.
So unfortunately, we will have to deal with that request first.
I don't like that.
Oh no, I think this is a bit of what they call the dramatic irony.
We'll deal with that. But I look at Iris, my lady. The queen does welcome you back. You would have to, if you want to come alone, you may, for those who want to come, may come. I thought I would offer that extension before this goes south.
And what if I were to refuse?
Well, we have a matter at first to deal with.
I stand by my motley.
Damn it.
And with that, Elena says, very well. I will prepare a place for your combat. Because we obviously cannot have the random population seeing it. So if the two of you would follow me back into the dreaming, I will ensure safe contact. And she takes Unknown and Coca into the dreaming. The rest of you are left with Vetus. And he says, hurry. I will ensure the cup is returned to you so that you may give it to me. And you've never heard this tone. He's always like flighty and, half lost in thoughts, and he seems fully in the moment right now. He goes, this is not our first encounter with a sticky situation. You'll all be fine.
Iris is going to try to take a few of those breaths. She just stood up for her motley.
He pats her hand. It was really good. This is gonna be. You did so good, but go get your things quickly. At which point, Nicholas pops out and he goes, "Are you leaving already?"
Yeah, we gotta hit the road, kid. I'm sorry. Plans changed. You know how it goes with adults.
He goes, "Yeah, y'all are all dumb."
Don't tell me about it, man. I know.
He goes, "Okay, well, it was fun meeting you."
You know,
I'm Nicholas. Remember, I'm Nicholas.
I remember.
Okay.
And Nicholas, I know Anil would definitely want to hug goodbye from you.
Nicholas is like unsure, goes to give Anil a hug.
Anil will just kind of look at him for a second and then just be like, you're fine, kid. And give him a big hug and squeeze him maybe a little tight.
Okay. He will hug you back. When you turn around, he has a sticky note that says "kick me" on it.
Yes.
Can't wait till that kid's older and I can beat the shit out of him without feeling bad about it.
Bye, Nicholas. It was nice.
Gray
meeting
sees
you.
it. Gray snatches it away and like throws it at Cormac.
What?
And
I'm
we'll
blameless. I love this kid.
gently bend down. Give the child a hug and whisper into his ear. Remember to be good to your parents because they love and care about you. But the one thing is, pelt every new visitor with a water balloon. Then you really know their true reactions to things.
Your wings are awesome.
Oh no! And now Spectre's doing the thing where she talks really quiet like Annunciata does.
And you can't hear her.
And you can't hear her.
Sorry. He says, I will. And your wings are really awesome. And be awesome, because I love you.
You too.
Oh.
And with that, you collect your things. You collect Madden. You are taken through the dreaming, which is a wild-ass maze experience that, you know, would be very interesting, Anil, if you had half a second to investigate it, because there seem to be a lot of interesting doors down here with a lot of interesting things in them, but don't really have time for that. While you're getting your things, there will be a call put out to the Autumn Rebels to come collect you. There will be someone waiting for you on the mortal end of the other side of the freehold to guide you.
As we're packing things up, she's going to ask Men to take her to Gray really quickly.
He'll do it.
And we'll just go to the door and gently knock.
Gray's like out the door with their backpack.
Gray.
Yeah.
What do you think about this choice?
I think that it's the right choice to make.
Okay, so be it.
Annunciata, what do the cards say?
Tower, tower.
No tower yet. I did pick up this Seven of Swords, which meant that they were being lied to, or there was some deceit around them. I picked up the Star, and then I picked up the King of Cups.
Okay. That actually all makes sense to me, so we're good.
Iris is gonna make sure, or Iris is gonna go, hey, if she spots Miss Finnegan on the way out, she's gonna give Miss Finnegan the van. So Miss Finnegan has a big van now, so she can deliver food.
That's so
Got a food van now with a little Netflix, Wi-Fi, password, and everything.
She gives you.
I thought we rented that car.
We did, but that's okay.
We stole that car, apparently.
Iris would pay. Iris would be like, okay, cool. Here's a check. Write the mountain for me.
Just have Neil make a fake license plate for it.
Yes, you absolutely can do that if you want to.
Yeah, shave off the VIN before you dip.
Yeah. And Iris will be like, Miss
Yeah, I'll do
Finnegan,
that.
you've been really nice.
Just intelligent craft. It should be like a 2 for you.
Use this to get food to people, especially if they're riding their horses and you don't want to like go the entire length.
Mrs. Finnegan just gives you like a whole like bag of food. And she's like, you know, it seems like you're going away, and I feel like you need some good home food. It's enormous. There's so much food.
Could
I
have
got
the
4
rest-
successes.
Yeah, you can successfully get the VIN off and change the license plate.
Could I have the recipe for your weak tea?
She goes, sure, honey. And she runs around and she comes up and she writes down exactly how she makes it. She goes, and if you have a store around, sometimes like I add a little bit of fireplace ash to it because it makes it just a little like dusty. It's kind of nice.
Okay. I'll see what ashes from a really weird lighter will do to that. And Iris is gonna take the food. She's gonna like have it in like one of those shopping totes.
Mm-hmm.
Two shopping totes of food. The recipe for the tea. The van's been dropped off. Iris's affairs are in order. Let's go before she starts having second guesses.
You are met at the edge of the property by another Selkie. Her name is Ondine. She says, hi, this is going to be weird. It's going to be a lot of traveling, but I have some Wayfair, so we're gonna go real fast, real quick, guys. And she will take you all very rapidly to the edge of Lake Huron. And that's where I'm going to leave that group for this episode. Unknown and Coca, you re-entered the dreaming. You are taken through a door into what appears to be a type of arena. Elena says, I am more than capable of judging this rite of contest. The winner shall be allowed to go free with the other and do as they please. I will ensure. She goes, no, actually don't have to. You can fight to the death. And we're going to end there. So, thank you, everyone, for joining us on this wonderful season. I've enjoyed it immensely. I'm so grateful for everyone who's been here so far. I can't wait to bring season 2. Clearly, we're about to have a one-on-one combat between Coca and Unknown for a episode after this, so this is going to be fantastic. I wasn't certain exactly if we were going to go into combat during this time, but I do have to call the episode to a close. Thank you so much, everyone, for this.
Thank you for running, Spec.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I got to play.
Woohoo! You were such a good, not a villain, but not a hero. A hero.
Anyways.
I don't know. I'm tired.
We love our guests. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and their projects again before we end.
Wait, before that, the last 2 cards I picked was the Devil and the Tower.
Hell yeah.
No!
I'm waiting for it.
Anyways, I'll say before we get done here is we are doing a Thirsty Sword Lesbians one-shot. It will be airing in December on the 18th, I believe. It's the Friday of that week. It'll be in our same time slot. I will be booking vignettes, so please keep following us. There will be lots more content in the break. And thank you, as always. So, MJ, send us out.
Sure. As said before, I'm MJ Bradley Lestrange, a member of the Certain Point of View podcast network. If you're going to miss me during this break, you can find me at cpov.com. You can also check out my new podcast that's running for the month of December. It's called The Certain Point of View, where we watch Christmas movies so you don't have to.
Awesome. And Rhea.
My name is Rhea Jasmine. You can find me on Twitter at explosive_donuts. Where you'll find me being very thirsty on Maine.
Velvet.
I've been Velvet Divine, Faye Fair, playing Coca, she, her. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar, Twitch as well. If you decide that you also miss me during break, you can catch me on the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Risk podcasts, as well as a bunch of other things that I should have written down. But hey, if you happen to miss both me and the lovely Michelle Light during break, you should catch up on the VODs for Boston by Night. I believe they should be caught up on YouTube pretty soon.
Episodes 1 through 7 are currently up on YouTube.
Dope.
As of the day of this recording.
Which brings us to Michelle, very conveniently.
I've always been Michelle C. Light. The C stands for Crystal, as always. I am the storyteller of Boston by Night, which had wrapped up season 1 already. Season 2 is coming in 2021. Episodes 1 through 7 are currently available on YouTube via the bod. I am also on Vorpal Tales. I am playing Candy, the sweet little med tech on Cyberpunk Red, who is super fun and adorable. First episode's already aired. Second episode's airing on Monday, with some potentially more coming along the way. You can also eventually see me on Hudson Valley by Night, which will be airing on Twitch at some point. I'll have more details about that in the future, and I will be, hopefully by the time that this is recording, have a new blog post and stuff up on my website, michelleclight.com.
Woo! Junie, You've drawn us the tower. Now tell us who you are.
I'm Jenny Von Esch. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter as Jenny Von Esch. I'm the storyteller for Vampire The Last Breath, found on the RPG table. All of our episodes are online, as well as our after show, Take a Breath, where we recap the show in an hour thing the next day. Everything else, yeah, just hit me up on my Discord. There you are.
Awesome. And Evan, we still have one more beyond you, so you're not last.
Once again, yep.
No. You let them go first and make Evan be last.
Hey, Michelle, give me a break.
I love you.
Okay, I'm
We're
not
not giving you a
important.
break.
What's important is this. This is Renard, and it's the most important thing you've seen today. Moving right along.
It
That's
is the
correct.
most important thing I've seen today. And our fabulous guest.
First, I would like to say thank you to Spectre for having me. Like I said, I get to play. Well, where you can find me is twitch.tv/LordZ2424, where at the time of this recording, I will probably play Dungeons as this airs, Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition, but I also run Wednesday another D&D game, as well as Thursdays, which is about to wrap up soon. For Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, which is a City by Night, which is also caught up on all the VODs on my YouTube, which you can find in my Twitch.
Woo! And we love Lords because we have been together since my Changeling one-shot, so it's been great. Always glad to have him. As always, you can find me on most social media as Spectre Lafette. You can find the show on Twitter as Arc of the Dragon. You can find us and catch up with us on YouTube at Archives of the Dragon. And you can join our Discord and vote for these lovely people to give them extra XP in the episode discussion, and or join things like our Thirsty Sword lesbian one-shots, because I put out calls there. Or you can just hang out with us and, watch movies and shit. So it's been great, and we will see you in January. Bye, guys.